morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 96, and please subscribe. So what I want to say about the group of lessons that we're in right now is they are big ideas. Some of them are giant strides, true, but as a group, as a whole, these lessons, these thoughts that we are being given are huge. They are so different from how we have thought up until now. And it really is going to take good practicing and commitment and diligence and vigilance to understand these and apply them to our life. So today's lesson is salvation comes from my one self. Continuation from yesterday, that I am one self united with my Creator. And from this one self that I am united with my Creator, this is where salvation comes. We revisit the idea of salvation. What again is salvation? Salvation is union. Salvation is the atonement. Salvation is radical forgiveness. Salvation is the rejoining with that which was never apart from each other. But it is the recognition of the rejoining. That is our salvation, that we come home to where we never left. The lesson starts by saying that indeed you are one self, but you perceive yourself as two. And, in the past I've made the comparison to that idea that, in cartoons, and they'll have, it's used as a marketing plan anyway, that there's an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other, and you're going back and forth between the two because both are telling and giving direction. So which one do I follow? Well, here it's the same idea. We see ourselves as both good and evil, loving and hating, mind and body. Mind and body. I cannot be both. I cannot be a mind and yet believe I am a body. And if I believe I am a body, I am going to negate my mind. And I'm going to give that mind a big M, because that is the true self-mind, who we really are. We are truly spirit. We are not the brain. We are not the body. We are not this small and frail individual. Way back in the beginning of the text, we were told your reality is only spirit, and spirit is in a state of grace forever, and therefore you are in a state of grace. What does that mean? A state of grace means that you are eternal. A state of grace means that you are united and one with your Creator. The state of grace means your salvation, your truth, your understanding of who you are comes from the recognition of your one self. And that's a big S self. Big S self. Within the text of the lesson, it gives us many beautiful thoughts and things to read. Please read them. Spirit, one of them, spirit makes use of mind as means to find its big S self-expression, and the mind which serves the spirit is at peace and filled with joy. If my mind is with spirit, what I will experience is light and peace and joy abide in me. But if I have removed my mind from spirit and given it to the body, but that's not really my mind, that's the brain, then I will not really be able to think, and I will not know spirit and myself, my big S self. I'll have a little self, but that little self will try so many things trying to find the peace and the joy of salvation, and yet it will never succeed. The lesson goes on and says, salvation is a thought you share with God because His voice accepted it for you and answered in your name that it was done. Salvation is already accomplished. Remember, in many ways, always, truthfully, we're on a journey that has already been decided, has already been accomplished. There's a beautiful paragraph in this lesson that says, it's addressing the practicing, the 5 minutes of every waking hour, those first 5 minutes, to use it, and using it to go into this as deep as you can within yourself, big self, to find your salvation, to find that place, to find the salvation, the joy, the solitude of stillness that is within us, where nothing can disturb our peace. And it says, if you succeed, and this is if you succeed just a little bit truthfully, the thoughts that come to you will tell you that you are saved and that your mind has found the function that it sought to lose. Yourself will welcome it and give it peace. Restored in strength, it will again flow out from spirit to the spirit in all things created by the spirit as itself. Your mind will bless all things. Confusion done. You are restored, for you have found yourself, your big S self. Our little self is going to search, because that's the ego self. It's going to search. It will never truly find. But our salvation comes from reuniting our truth, our mind, our spirit with God. And that is where everything will be accomplished, and that is where we will come to know the truth of who we are. Tomorrow's lesson continues in this idea with another beautiful lesson. I don't believe it's a giant stride. It might be a giant stride. But even if it isn't, it's a big idea to come to know, to recognize yourself as what and who you truly are. So that's it for today. I hope this helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please be here tomorrow. Namaste.